What's your favorite part of your body?
My hair.
Your hair? Do you associate it with any kind of femininity or no?
Ooh, that's a good question.
My name is Aina Brei'Yon, and I created this mini documentary to break down how I went from 170 pounds to 143 pounds in only 2 months. This is the best physical, mental, and emotional shape I've ever been in my entire life. So of course, I want to address this from a physical and a metaphysical space, all right? Because there's a lot of people that invest a lot of money into beautifying their flower, and they forget to tackle this thing from the soil, lacking the understanding that your physical follows the mental. And that's the reason why a lot of people cannot maintain their results, because they equate or they associate size with health. But I know skinny crackheads that doesn't mean that they're healthy because they're small. So I definitely want to address this thing from a metaphysical space as well, so we can really get to the underlying issues that's putting us in these spaces or hindering us from getting in the best mental, physical, and emotional shape of our lives.
Growing up in my household, I don't ever recall an exchange of "I love you." So I didn't really know what love looked like. I entered a lot of relationships guarded. And I would let you fall in love with me, love me, but I'm not very receptive. I would do way more for you and make life so easier for you, but you cannot do anything for me. You're more attached to me than I will ever be to you.
Y'all see a player been slimming down. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Check the thigh meat out. Check the, ooh. Come on, like, don't act like y'all don't see it. Come on now. We almost there. We almost there. We almost there. Just a quick background on me. I was born and raised on the south side of Chicago, Wild Hunters to be exact. I'm the second youngest out of 10 children. And we do not have the greatest genetics, nor do we practice the greatest eating habits growing up. We ate what we could afford or whatever my mama cooked. But I always been athletic, whether it was playing football in the backyard, basketball in the crates in the alley, in high school, volleyball, softball, basketball. I always been athletic. So even though it's easy for my family to gain weight, for me, it was harder because I was athletic. I was 128 pounds until I was like 26, and that's when my metabolism slowed down. So how I got to 170 pounds is when I moved back to Chicago, because I stayed in LA for 5 years, and I overindulged in everything that I missed from Chicago when it came to food, on top of me cooking, on top of my woman cooking. I was overindulging and not really paying attention to my emotional state, nor my physical state. So I didn't see how much I've changed until I started taking pictures and comparing where I used to be to where I'm at now. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a fitness guru or influencer, nothing like that. I literally just want to give you guys what worked for me from my experience, so I would not be implementing a lot of science. You guys have to do your own research. One thing I noticed about the scientific facts is that there's a lot of conflicting information out there, which show me, or to me, it said a lot about different things working for different people. You know what I mean? So that's what I got from it. Not that one researcher is lying over another. It was more so like, okay, different things work for different people. So I want to give you guys what worked for me. All right, now I do want to bring you guys along with me in the gym just to see how I train and what works for me, all right? So I always start my workouts with a 5-minute warm-up on the treadmill. Incline, be like a 4, speed, be at 3.0. Just to get my body warmed up a little bit, and then I go into dynamic movements to get everything ready and warmed up for the actual training. Aina. Yeah, I talk my shit. That's the mood I'm in, you know? Every now and then you gotta talk your yeah. They be in they feelings, I be in my bed. You should see they face when I walk past. I be killing niggas, that's a hashtag. I be killing niggas, that's a hashtag. They be in they feelings, I be in my bed. You should see they face when I walk past. I be killing niggas, that's a hashtag. I be killing niggas, that's a hashtag. I'ma treat these women like they women. And y'all attracting bitches cause y'all bitches. My frequency too high to let me near. Everything's about the look, and I can see your true intentions. We be cooking with no kitchen, and shit hot up in this smoke. Walk around with weapons and they lethal like we Danny Glover. Just protect the fam and never shoot shots at your own brother. Please know the difference, we ain't the same cause we the same color. You invest in brands and I invest in land. I'm a shooter, you just argue like Martin and Pam. Wait, I'm not a shooter first, too quick to throw these damn hands. And I ain't never swung at anything in life and didn't land. They be in they feelings, I be in my bed. You should see they face when I walk past. Let me tell y'all what was an absolute game changer for me. And that was going lighter in my weight, higher in my reps. That was a game changer for me because I always lifted heavy. I'm guessing it was an ego thing, but being open and being a student to the people that's in the gym that's been doing this for a while was a game changer for me. So a lot of them educated me on the approach I should try. I gave it a try. That's when I started leaning out a little bit more, losing a little bit more body fat and getting more definition. I still lift heavy to test out my strength, you know, my power. That is important to me, but going lighter in my weight and higher in my reps, got me stronger, got me more defined. Let's get it. I be killing niggas, that's a hashtag. I be killing niggas, that's a hashtag. They be in they feelings, I be in my bed. You should see they face when I walk past. I be killing niggas, that's a hashtag. I be killing niggas, that's a hashtag. Too many body counts, I done lost count. I be chasing money, y'all be chasing clout. You niggas can't count. So without me making y'all suffer doing an entire workout with me, I'ma just pretty much sum up what works for me, all right? You have to know your body, you have to know what works for you. And the best way to know that is by experimenting with different things and giving it time to see if it actually works. A lot of people are in a rush, they want instant gratification. You have to be patient with this, you have to trust the process. So I do a 5-minute warm up on a treadmill, a 5-minute walk. I do dynamic movements before the actual weight training to get my body ready for the weight training to establish a mind to muscle connection. Light weights, high reps for the most part, but I definitely still lift heavy. It's just not the bulk of my training. So I make sure I engage my core through every workout, and I do not do ab workouts until the end, right? And I do that before I actually do cardio. So my cardio now, since I'm tackling more into the stubborn fat, which is in the belly area, of course, is walking. I do walking, do low impact cardio to attack those the fat storage, the stubborn storage. So that works for me. You gotta figure out what works for you again, all right? I wonder how far we can make it, how far we can take it. Don't really see us breaking. So I wanna give you guys some key things that really help jumpstart everything in the right direction for me. Absolute game changers, and one of them, intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting. Now I started off with a 16-hour fasting window, 8-hour eating window, but because my body was already used to that, I could easily go from 16-hour fasting to a 20-hour fast, 4-hour eating window. That knocked 12 pounds off of me in 2 weeks. So I went from 170 to 158. Once I got down, I switched back to my regular way of eating, my regular eating schedule. So fasting has so many great benefits to it. Again, you guys have to do your own research, but intermittent fasting was an absolute game changer. Also, being more aware of my emotional state whenever I consume food or alcohol, because I like to drink it and then, play like the devil. Dibble and dabble. So I had to be more aware of my emotional state. Like, was I eating out of boredom? Was I going through something? I needed to really face whatever I was going through, and I'm trying to escape it through food or alcohol. Like, your emotional state is very important when you're consuming food and alcohol. Because whatever problems you have, it's not going to go away just because you're stuffing your face or, drowning in a bottle of liquor. It's not going to go anywhere. So we have to learn how to deal with our issues, but that's a whole nother video. But your awareness of your emotional state is going to be very important, because you could definitely overconsume food and overdrink when you're going through some things, or if you're doing it out of boredom. So being aware of my emotional state was very important. Also, quality of sleep. You have to get sleep. I mean, like, sleep where you just knocked out, like, very important. 7 to 8 hours work for me. Of course, I drop the ball sometimes because I be in my creative space and I be doing what I'm doing. I stay up a little late, lose track of time. But getting sleep was another game changer. What helps me get better sleep is letting the cold water hit my body for like 30 seconds before I go to bed, after I take a warm shower. Listening to sounds that put me in a different mental space, that put me at ease, that calms my spirit, like lo-fi beats. I love the sound of rain and a fireplace going at the same time. I love the sounds of New York City, trains, and I love it. I love it. That really put me in a different space and helped me go to sleep. Sometimes I listen to Abraham Hicks, where she's giving affirmations, and they have like a collective of her lectures, and Alan Watts. I love listening to them too sometimes. Let them talk to me, put me in a beautiful space.
Tell me who you are when nobody's looking. Is this who you are when nobody's looking? Show me who you are when nobody's looking. When nobody's looking. Is this how you feel when nobody's looking? Is this really real when nobody's looking? Tell me what's the deal when nobody's looking? When nobody's looking. We all moving fast to the other side. One thing guaranteed in life is that we all die. All this pressure just to buy into these white lies. Just make it through this hell, cause heaven's waiting on the other side. Right, that shit never set right with my soul. We look at couples we don't know and say that shit is gold. We so lost, sleepwalking, but tell the world we woke. Just to feel relevant even on the wrong side of the road. Love don't feel the same no more, my heart is getting cold. Wanna meet someone with goals, but most just out for the goal. Don't wanna grow old alone, but shit not looking promising. I've been planting seeds, even got better at gardening. Do you smile for the gram?
Mindful eating as well. Being mindful or being present while you're eating, because a lot of us, we do everything outside of focusing on our food, chewing as much as we supposed to chew. So we can help our body, take what it's supposed to take from it, digest it a little bit better. We break it down for it. Help your body, okay? Be present while you're eating. Stop being in your phone, on social media, watching TV. You could definitely overconsume doing that. Another game changer, tracking my food. I was so against that at first. I'm not tracking my food. I'm about to eat. Ooh, I thought portion control was going to really help me, but it didn't. Because I didn't realize how many calories I was taking in, even though everything looked small to me. Like, I'm not eating that much. Yeah, we had fast food every now and then. We could, but to me, I wasn't eating a lot. I noticed that half a stick of butter was 400 calories. And do you know I sauteed and cooked almost everything in butter? So a lot of my calories was coming from butter. It was coming from what I was chasing my alcohol with. So me tracking my food was a game changer. And the app that I use is Fat Secret. Also, the way I train, like for my body, what works best for my body, because again, all of this is from me experimenting different ways of doing different things, and that's including eating and training. So what worked best for my body was 6 days a week, full body. That's what started really shaping me out, building me up, defining things a little bit more, leaning me out, was full body, 6 days a week. That was getting me stronger and actually building up everything for me and leaning out at the same time. So that was a game changer for me as well. Also, maintaining your stress levels. I cannot stress this enough. Maintaining your stress levels is going to be very important, because you can do all these other things, but if you are stressing, again, I'm trying not to implement too much science, do your research, but once them cortisol levels can block you from losing fat, body fat. So maintain your stress levels, man. Learn how to control your controllables. Everything else, you let it go. Because we're not using stress for what it was really meant to be stressed for. Like when it came into, our evolution, or however you put that, we're not using it for that anymore. We're using it for everything else. Feel sorry for ourselves, stay in place, fall into states of depression. But we got to understand that stress is the underlying cause of every dis-ease in your body. You have to maintain your stress levels. Learn how to control your controllables. Implement boundaries in your life when it comes to the people that's in your personal space. Like, just learn how to let go of what you cannot control and focus on how you respond to life versus being reactive to life because you haven't strengthened your emotional intellect. We have to work on our stress levels, because that's what's really going to get you to where you need to be mentally and physically. So we got to invest in our healing. You're never going to be 100% healed, but at least to a point where, again, you're responding in life and not being reactive, and you're in control of how you respond, even if life is outside of your control. So there's a level of acceptance you have to have when it comes to life. You have to make peace with the cycle of life, because life happens. If you think about it, right? Life doesn't change. There's different ways of doing the same things. That's what life does, right? So it's like different magnitudes of joy and pain. And we act surprised by it every time. But if there's an up, there's going to be a down. If there's a down, there's an upside to it. So do your best not to attach to any extreme, any end of the spectrum. Enjoy the ups when you up, when you down. Get some information while you down there that's going to help you expand and prepare you for the next experience. Prepare you for the next level of life. But you cannot, I'm not saying you're going to stress, but use it for what it's supposed to be used for. It's kind of like a alarm, like, hey, I need you, like alert. You got an alert go off on your phone, like, hey, I need you to take some action over here. Like, be actionable. Don't sit in your stuff. Do not sit in your stuff. Again, that's a whole nother video, but your mental state is going to be important to get your physical state where you need it to be. Again, a lot of people invest in beautifying a flower, but you have to take care of the soil if you want to maintain your results. Okay? Another game changer. Know what you're aiming for. What's your goals? Not society's standards or goals, or your loved ones' goals for you. Like, what's your goals? Know what you're aiming for. Don't be aimlessly maneuvering through life. Know what you're aiming for. Stay focused on that. Fall in love with the process. That, again, the level of acceptance that must take place. You have to accept the process that's going to get you to where you desire to be. But you have to show up as if you know that's what it is. And you stay focused on where you're going, what you're aiming for. Fall in love with that process. Ooh-wee. You gotta choose you every time. Choose you every time. You get mentally healthy, you get physically healthy. Your physical carries out the missions of the mental, okay? So you gotta take care of both. You know, start nurturing yourself a certain way. Everything gonna fall in line for you.
Shit going. Take me to the land where it's peace and I'm paid. I ain't motherfucking playing with this life my mama made. Everybody getting high, they live a life they wanna escape. If I can't thrive in my purpose, fuck surviving another day. You dream big, but I do it big. No sleeper. Don't need no.
So my current way of eating, I eat more balanced now. Like I went vegan for a year. Until my health started to decline like 8 months in, and I tried for the next 4 months like a different approach to it. It just didn't work for me. Keto, I tried that. That definitely worked. Definitely worked. But the way I'm eating now works best for me. So me doing vegan and me doing keto helped with my process of elimination. Like now I know what works for me and what does not, and I just brought everything together, and the way I'm doing it now just works best. I keep everything super simple, not too much going on in my food, but it's super satisfying. You have to be satisfied with your eating lifestyle or you're not gonna stick to it. So me depriving myself, it's not gonna happen. But I found my junk food vices, I found substitutes for them because that was just too much energy going in and not enough energy going out. I just couldn't make up for it at the gym. Like when they say you cannot out-train a bad diet, it's true.
Tryna go where the love at. You keep coming in my GPS, so I'm on my way. I'm coming back, coming back. She got that shit to keep a nigga coming back, coming back. Rest your mind, pretty girl, you can relax. I'm coming back, little mama, I'm coming back, coming back. I'm coming back, coming back. I'm coming back. She got that shit to keep a nigga coming back, coming back. Rest your mind.
Welcome to my Frigidaire. All right, so y'all gotta excuse me, man. I'm dirty. My nails dirty. The crib need a little bit of straightening. I'm fresh out the gym. I'm tired. But I want to show you guys real quick, like some of the food items that I use to satisfy my sweet tooth. That way I won't feel like I'm depriving myself and I won't fall back into my old eating habits. So Quest is a great brand, man. Here's one of them that I eat. Hopefully you guys can see this. It's a peanut butter, it's their peanut butter cups. 11 grams of protein, under 1 gram of sugar. Like it's negative 1 gram of sugar in here. 1 gram of net carbs. Super satisfying, super satisfying. I don't feel like I need the other Reese's cups, being honest with you. Another one by Quest is the chocolate chip cookie dough. 21 grams of protein, 4 grams of net carbs, 1 gram of sugar, 14 grams of fiber. Super satisfying, I promise you. I haven't tried their S'mores brand, flavor as of yet. 21 grams protein in this one as well. I haven't tried that one. I would try and let you guys know, put maybe a thumbs up on this part of the video to let you know if I was satisfied with it, if it's good to go. But they have other flavors like cookies and cream. Just try them out. They have one that's like a cake. Oh man, a cake flavor. Amazing. Also, it's a sparkling water by Bubbler. Super satisfying. It's also what I chase my alcohol with. Now, I'm not trying to influence anybody to drink alcohol. You grown, do what you do. You know, if you're grown watching this video, have a mind of your own. Always think for yourself. I'm always going to encourage that. But me, I dibble and dabble every now and then, and I had to replace what I was chasing my alcohol with. And when I tell you Bubbler, not bubbly, Bubbler, whoo, this triple berry flavor, amazing. They have a lemon lime flavor, that's amazing. Most of their flavors that I've tried was amazing. I haven't tried the blood orange one as of yet, but I think it's like the cherry guava or something like that. They have a twisted elixir, amazing by itself, but chasing this with like honey jack, and then, you know, you put a little bit of lime in there. Oh my God. Amazing. Only 5 calories per can. It has a lot of benefits in here. They even have things in here that's great for your skin. But again, do your own research. You got to know what your body can handle, okay? So the process of elimination, excuse my refrigerator, when I keep it open this long, it makes that noise. Gelatin. Sugar-free. Sugar-free, 5 calories with the snack pack. I think if you buy Jell-O, it's like 10 calories. But the cherry flavor, amazing. Let's see where we at with this one. 2 strawberries, 2 oranges. These are amazing. They're chocolate. Let's see if I have any more chocolate. I be killing those. The chocolate, like the chocolate pudding is, I believe, 60 calories, depending on the brand. I think Snack Pack is maybe 70 calories for their vanilla and for their chocolate. But Jell-O is like 60 calories. But those are some of the items that I use. Quest has chips. That's amazing. Their nacho flavor is amazing. I believe I tried the chili lime one as well. Super, super satisfying. So I just want to show y'all a couple of the items that I use to satisfy my sweet tooth. It works for me. Try it out for yourself. See how you feel about it. You know, it doesn't hurt to try. That's how you begin your process of elimination, by trying different things, see what works with your body and what does not. All right? Nothing changed in my body until I changed the way I approached nutrition. I approached my food, my way of eating. I was 170, still working out super hard, and just could not lose weight. What keeps me motivated? I don't need motivation. I need to know where I'm going, where I desire to be, and I need drive to get there. This is something that you have to choose every single time. Motivation, you don't need that, because if you're looking for that, a lot of the times you're not going to be motivated. But you have to have drive. You have to have determination. Like, you have to have a strong will and desire for what you desire out of life. You have to. Once you accept the process, you choose to fall in love with it. Everything is a choice. When I get up, I choose to get up. I don't feel like getting up a lot of the time, especially when I've been up late in my creative space. But I know what I desire to be, and I know that it's not gonna come to me. I have to go to it. I have to be it. You have to love on yourself to nurture yourself in the right way. And a lot of us, you know, we hate where we at. We hate certain parts of our bodies. You have to learn how to love those parts to light. Rub on them. You might not be satisfied with them right now. Don't become complacent. That's cool. But you have to rub on them. Hey, babe, we gonna get there. Like, talk to yourself a certain way. Do that mirror work. Give yourself what you need, because nobody else is gonna give it to you. Talk to yourself the way you need to be talked to, because nobody else is going to do it for you. You shouldn't be relying on nobody else to do it for you anyway. The only person you should have expectations from is yourself. That's also going to help you with your stress levels. We get disappointed a lot having high expectations. Expect people to be who they are, but expect the most from yourself when it comes to yourself. Only you can fulfill yourself. So again, I don't need motivation. I just need to know where I'm going and the drive to get there.
Yeah. Whoa. Money bags, money bags, money bags. Niggas always talking about some goddamn money bags. Only ones mad are the ones with no money bags. Wait. That's hella people, hella mad. I go nowhere less I'm packing. Yeah, I'm spiritual, but still back that action. They end up plotting when they get the clapping. Back and forth for love and war like I'm practicing. So much cash coming in from the back end. So much ass coming in from the back end. I'm not the same woman that I was back then. Yeah, we fucking, but I still put respect in. Checking you on account, all just for balance. You ain't a thug, that's emotions reacting. Hashtag anybody for capping. King of popping at your ass like I'm Jackson. Still can't fuck with these random still. Straight women say that I'm handsome still. They be hating, get your bands up still. Lay them down if they ran up still. Spiritual, but I'm packing still. Hit a club, get it cracking still. Hit the block and I'm taxing still. Dope as fuck and I'm bragging. Sugar water, sugar bread really came from the bottom still. Black designers on my flesh, fuck a red.
With my morning routine, it's important for me to get grounded first. So I wake up first thing in the morning. I thank God for giving me another chance and to help guide me in making better choices. So I try to sit still as long as I can in the morning just to ground myself. Because if you think about like wires in the house, right? The electricity cannot run or function properly and not cause a fire without being grounded first. So we have to be mindful that we are electric beings. We gotta learn how to slow life down and ground ourselves before going out into this chaotic world. I do mirror work too, and that's like super helpful to give myself some just positive confirmation, give myself those things that I felt like I normally look for other people to give me. And you know, I can't control what other people do and don't do, so I do it for myself. I remind myself that this is who I am. This is how I want to exist in this world, and I feed myself those things I need to be fed first thing in the morning.
We all looking for love, so we start seeking outside of us. Mama, can you see? I swear your daughter talented as fuck. I don't want much, just want you to start showing up. Make me feel special so no misery can hold me up. Strangers say I'm pretty, but I still don't feel pretty enough. I didn't get that shit at home, so that don't really mean much. Stuck in a cycle of tradition, I didn't dream much. Rappers rapping shit that they ain't living, cause they ain't seen much. But I really seen it all, I'm still trying to heal it all. Been knocked off my feet plenty of times, but still standing tall.
All right, y'all, I want to show y'all what goes in my pre-workout before I hit the gym. Got the pre-game pre-workout by Pave. You can actually get 10% off of this if you use my name at checkout. So I'll put the website information on there. I do a half a scoop of this. That's the beautiful thing about this, right? So it has 25 servings, but I turn 25 servings into 50 servings because I can only tolerate a half a scoop, and it's super effective. Increase my focus, definitely pump out more reps. This was a game changer for me, and I'm not saying this because I actually know the owner. I'm saying this because it actually worked. I experiment with different things, and I do not recommend stuff that I have not tried or I do not like or it's not effective to me. So, pre-game by Pave. That's the pre-workout. This, once I started stacking these two together, that's when my body really started to become a little bit more defined, and I've gotten stronger since I actually paired these two together. This is 3-a-Team by Crazy Muscle. I take 6 of these. See, I use the capsules, that way I can just easily open them. Let's see. And add it to the pre-workout. Let's see, open this up. Throw that away. Up, I dropped that one. So 6 capsules. Open and dump. Blackstrap molasses. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yep, blackstrap molasses. This has iron in it, but I use this to strengthen my gray hairs. It actually worked. At first, the texture of my gray hair wasn't the same as the rest of my hair. And once I started taking blackstrap molasses, it got stronger, like those strands or those strings of my hair, whatever it's called, got stronger, and now it's the same texture as the rest of my hair. So this is why I add this just 1 capsule of that. And I either add water or aloe vera juice. I started using aloe vera juice recently, the wild berry flavor, and it tastes amazing. Ooh. That. Check that well. Kill this. It takes like probably 15 minutes to 20 minutes to kick in for me. I down it en route to the gym. That way I'm ready by the time it's time to work out. Y'all gonna love this, trust me, especially if you use the aloe vera juice, the wild berry flavor, instead of water. Even with the water, it tastes amazing, but the aloe vera juice just kicks it up a notch. Way more flavorful. Might be exaggerating with the way more, but y'all get where I'm going. All right, real quick, I want to show y'all how I be making my iced sweet teas. Now, don't ask me why I do it this way. I boil the water first, add them to mason jars, because I'm pretty sure I could still get the same results if I didn't boil the water, but let's just do it the way I actually do it. All right. Now, do y'all research on cinnamon? All right, this is fire. Anyway. But I use cinnamon to lower my blood sugars. So the tea that I'm using, I don't know how to pronounce the name of this brand, but it's Tezo, elderberry, blackberry. So I let these boys steam in here for a minute. Steep, whatever it's called. Show y'all everything I put in here. I keep it real simple. Remember, I use Truvia Honestly Sweet. Is, if not as potent, a little bit more potent than sugar. So, gotta be careful, don't overdo it with the Truvia. Got a spoon. I don't need these to steep all the way, just enough. And what I do is I add just a spoonful in each one. A Truvia, Honestly Sweet. I haven't tried the other one yet. All right. This is my first time actually putting a cinnamon stick in there, and I'm gonna let you guys know how it turned out, if I'll be sticking to this way of making my sweet teas or not. If it make it a little bit too strong on the cinnamon side, I'm gonna leave it out. But we got ground cinnamon here. Again, do y'all research. They're saying that it's a particular cinnamon that lowers your blood sugar, but there's also research conflicting that. So it's saying that it doesn't matter which one you use. Couple dashes of each one. All right, let's add now. Why did I put this back? Okay. I'm gonna stir that first. Mix that in there well. Now, the reason why I call them iced teas is because once I'm done with this part of the process, I actually sit them in the freezer for like 2 hours, and then I sit them in the refrigerator after for the rest of the cooling. And then if it's cool enough, I'll drink one the same day I make them, or I'll wait till the next day. To me, they better the next day. So again, I cut out sugar like crazy. Like, I barely consume anything that has sugar. So cutting out sugar was also life-changing. That shifted me health-wise. Let's see. All right, we're gonna stick a stick in there, cinnamon. Woo, come on, do me great. Okay, do me great, do me well. Stick that in there. See how that turned out. I'm gonna give y'all a thumbs up whether or not it's good to go with putting the stick in there. But without the stick, amazing. You guys will enjoy it. It's simple to the point. I put the lids on. Again, then I put them in the refrigerator. No, I'm sorry. I put them in the freezer for 2 hours, and then I refrigerate them. But you can just stick them in the refrigerator if you want to. But if you want to, consume one that same day, I will put it in the freezer first. Let it cool that way. Then I add ice to them when I'm ready to drink them. Stick my straw in there and go to town. I use apple cider vinegar and chromium on my cheat days to help regulate my blood sugars. Try it out. Shake up the apple cider vinegar so the mother can float to the top. Put a metal straw, whatever straw you use in there. And I take like 2 sips and then I down some water. As far as the chromium, I pop like 2 of those pills. It depends on how heavy my cheat day is. Alright, so I'm about to show y'all how I figure out how many calories I need to consume on a daily basis to reach my goal. So I Google macro calculator and I use this first one that pop up on my phone, which is calculator.net. So click that. Right here, they want you to put in your information. My age, player reached 40 now. Female, I'm 5'8". Let's see. Now, I cut my exercise days, my workout days down to 4 to 5 times a week instead of 6 days a week now. So I'm going to select that 4 to 5 times exercise per week. And my goal is, I'm at 143 now, right? So my goal is to get back down to 140 because I got down to 140, then I came back up. So I want to, I'm going to keep it, I do 1 pound just to get there quicker. I want to lose 1 pound per week. So I'm going to choose that. So you select what you desire. How I got down quicker was the 2 pounds per week, but that could be dangerous for a lot of people. So I'm going to stick to that. Then we're going to calculate. So right now, in order for me to lose 1 pound a week at the rate of exercise that I'm doing now, I will have to consume 1,649 calories per day. Now you get to choose if your balanced diet, if it's low fat, is it low carb, is it high protein. Me, I want to eat more balanced. So this is how many grams of protein I need to consume, carbs, I need to consume fat, sugars, all the good stuff. Yeah, I need to charge my phone. Don't worry about that, sweetheart. So that's how I know what's needed in order for me to reach my goal. Okay, so now I know what numbers I need to plug in. I go to the app that I use to actually track my food, which is Fat Secret. Go to the reports, hit this little target button up here, and now I get to plug in my numbers. So instead of me putting in the exact number, I go 100 calories lower. So I'm just put that at 1,500 just to, be on the safe side. I do that because of the vitamins I take has calories as well, and I don't want to scan them every time I consume it. So I just play it safe and dial the number back a little bit. And hit save. So now I know what I need to be taking in. And it shows up down here under the summary. 1,500, and every time I weigh my food and I plug in what I'm consuming, it shows up what I consumed already and how many calories I will have left. That way I won't overconsume. So my process of weighing in and keeping track of my progress is slightly different now than when I first started. But how I kicked off everything, I invested in a scale that was capable of providing me my weight and my body fat percentage. Weighed in, took notes of those numbers, got me a body measuring tape, measured myself, took notes of those numbers, got completely naked, butt naked, took pictures of myself front, back, side to side, locked those pictures away. I didn't weigh in again until a month later. What I did was I set a goal that I wanted to hit for that month, and I focused on that. Once I figured out how many calories I needed to consume according to the level of exercising I was doing, track my food, I'd rather focus on those numbers. I didn't want to focus on my weight, because if I weighed in every day or every week like some people do, those numbers would have discouraged me and I didn't want to add on any additional stress. So I didn't weigh in again until a month later. Once I hit those numbers, that's when I started weighing in every week just to see if I needed to cut back a little or add on a little bit more, like food-wise, or add in a little bit more exercise-wise. Started doing it every week. But once I actually got to 143, now I feel good in my skin, right? I stopped tracking my food for an entire month just to see if I had a good idea of what I was consuming on my own without actually scanning anything. Since I was simplifying my foods anyway, kept the same level of exercise at that time, I actually went down 3 pounds that month. So I was doing a good job. I did have a good idea of what I was consuming and what I needed to do. So I didn't feel the need to track. It's only when my weight went back up a little bit, you know, maybe for some cheat days or something, that I felt the need to start tracking my food again. But that's my process right now. I weighed in every day. I don't want to forget that part. After I got to 143 and I stopped tracking my food, that's when I stepped on the scale every day just to see how it was fluctuating. If I was going up, maybe I need to cut back a little bit more since I'm just eyeballing my food now. Or if I needed to go back up in food to maintain that weight, or even to still lose, but not lose as rapidly within that month. But I went from 143 to 140 that month. Now this is after the 2 months. I hit the 143 in 2 months, and then in my 3rd month, I went down to 140. Cheat days. How I go about my cheat days. When I first weighed in at 170 and I gave myself a goal to hit within a month, if I did not hit that goal, I would have not rewarded myself with a cheat day. I like to earn everything, man. Make it fun. Be like, you know what? I want to eat this pizza on Saturday, so let me do what I need to do in order to do what I want to do on Saturday. So it's not that you can't eat these things, right? You can eat what you want. You just can't eat as much as you want of it. And you have to learn how to do what you need to do in order to do what you want to do. A lot of people just want to do what they want to do and expect life to balance out. No, you have to learn how to get comfortable with the uncomfortable things. You have to learn how to tackle the hard things now so life could be a little bit more simpler for you later. Because trust me, it's going to get harder if you don't learn how to start choosing your hard. So I like to earn my way into things that I feel like is a reward. Like before I go on a vacation, I want to make sure I put in work that earn that vacation. I can't just go on vacation and everything else is out of order when I leave. Like, nah. Now, I do what I have to do in order to do what I want to do. That's my mentality. So, my body thanks me for it. That's the crazy part. Like, I'm taking in everything I need to take in within a week. If I wanted to have a day off, my body thanks me for it. And I actually come back feeling much better, like the next day. It's a balancing act for me. And balance don't mean 50-50. That don't mean eat 50% BS and then 50% good. And no, that's not balance. That's half-assing in my opinion. Do what you need to do in order to do what you want to do. That's how I go about my cheat days. That's my mentality around cheat days and anything that feels rewarding. It's not that you can't eat what you want to eat. You just can't eat as much of it as you want. That's it. Don't overindulge. Everything in moderation and you will be all right. Man, so it's the week following Thanksgiving week, and when I tell you I did the absolute most Thanksgiving week, man, overindulged and everything. Just had too much fun, man. Well needed though. Also a lot of resting. So I'm back in the gym this week, and I decided that this week I'm gonna focus mostly on like protein sources, right? But it'd be mostly made up of like meat, seafood, protein smoothies, veggies, and fruit. So no breads, no pastas, like none of that. Just straight protein sources, mostly meat, seafood, veggies, and fruits for the second time. I call it the modified Joel diet. I'll tell y'all why later, but it's time for a nice little cleanup, man. And I'm working
out this week in a fasted state because I took a break away from working out in a fasted state just to see how my body would do with consuming something prior to working out. And I honestly felt a little bit more powerful with something on my stomach, but working out in a fasted state, I felt like tapped into those stubborn areas a little bit more because it was using my body fats as fuel to work out. All right, so I like both though. And since I'm at my desired weight, there's no need for me to really work out in a fasted state. I'm doing it this week just for a little cleanup, just for a little detoxing. All right, so that's where I'm at with it, man. Meats, seafood, protein shakes, veggies, and fruits all this week. Let's get it.
It wouldn't be me if I ain't talking my shit, right? You know.
3K9. Is that you?
Yeah. Like, we really moving in this month, you know? Like, we really fucking moving. Let's go.
I became my biggest fan. Yeah. I'm the woman and the man.
There's a few things I want you guys to keep in mind, and I'm gonna throw in some recommendations as well, right? Be mindful that body dysmorphia is super real. Super real. Sometimes what you see in that mirror doesn't even exist. It only exists in your head, because a lot of the times we're measuring or we're comparing ourselves to society's idea of beauty and health, and it differs for everyone. So set your own standards. What did that look like and feel like for you? Have your own goals. You nurturing yourself a certain way, you taking care of those things that you need to take care of mentally, you're going to know the difference. You're gonna know when you're good, trust me. You can't be comparing yourself to nobody else. And I know it's super popular, so while we own the goals thing, I know it's super popular to use somebody else as body goals, right? I don't recommend that because you have to factor in that more than likely we are genetically different. Our natural limitations more than likely will be different. So if I set you as a goal and I'm not capable of reaching that goal, I might get discouraged, I might start backtracking. I recommend you find a picture of you where you looked and felt, that's important, felt at your best, and you use yourself as a goal. That's what I recommend. Another thing to keep in mind, man, working out and limiting your food intake could be an addiction as well. Sometimes we could be using that to escape another thing. Get to know yourself and start being honest with yourself when you are reaching these states that still feel unhealthy. Because another thing you need to keep in mind is that just because a person is getting small, that does not mean that they are healthy. People find all type of shortcuts, get addicted to all type of different things, or just looking a certain way, and they will start taking in anything and taking away anything just to get there. And that's a whole nother addiction that you need to attack. It's real. All right. What I started doing, I recommend you start doing it too. I printed out a picture of myself as a child, and I put it on my mirror. So the first thing I see in the morning when I'm about to brush my teeth and wash my face is my inner child, my younger me, the little me that felt lack, that I need to start making sure feel more fulfilled, that live a quality of life. I owe that little girl everything. I really do. So I recommend you start doing that, spark something different in me. It gets me back refocused. In wraps, I think it's important that we start focusing on taking care of our entire being and really working this thing from the inside out and tackling our problems at the root. There's a lot of people too wrapped up in the physical, how things look. And I don't want you to do that, because everything physical eventually fades. Do I think the physical needs to be taken care of? Of course, because you need to be physically in shape in order to carry out the missions of the mind. But get your mind right first. That's your health right there. your mental state, because we at war almost every day. We don't need to be at war with ourselves, okay? Take care of that first, please. It's going to be important for you to maintain your stress levels and get quality sleep. Without those two in line, I don't see you reaching sustainable goals. Gotta get the mind right. Stress levels down, quality sleep. Hold yourself accountable. Know what you're aiming for. You don't need motivation. A lot of people keep asking me about, it's not motivation. You need to know where you're going and you need drive to get there. You just have to choose it every time. Stay consistent. Y'all got this, man. Invest in your mind. The physical going to follow suit, trust me. I wish y'all well on this journey. Thanks for tuning in.